am Adesuwa Osaowagie, welcoming you to the program Healthy Living. Today we're going to be looking at maternal mortality. How do we curb it? How do we protect our mothers? What are the things a mother should do? What are those things everybody should do to make sure that the woman is safe, especially during pregnancy? And what are those things a woman should do and should not do? These and many more we're going to be looking at today on the program Healthy Living. And with me is Dr. Jerry Osaowaifo, a gynecologist, a consultant gynecologist and former CMD of Central Hospital here in Benin City. And he's going to be talking to us today on this issue. He's an expert in that field. That's why he's here. And he's also the CMD of Fountain of Life Medical Center here in Benin City. A pleasure to have you join us today,
it's
sir.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay. So, maternal mortality is what we're looking at today. Could you please tell us, for the purpose of that person who's watching for the first time, what maternal mortality means?
Well, maternal mortality, simply put, is death of a woman that is pregnant, caused by pregnancy-related issues during that period of pregnancy, childbirth, and even up to 42 days after. So any woman that dies from a disease or any problem that has to be do with pregnancy, okay, within that period of pregnancy and delivery, and even up to 42 days after delivery.
42 days after delivery
is maternal mortality. Okay, that's put in a very simple way. Now, the issue of maternal mortality is an age-old problem that all over the world we have been trying to curtail. WHO has done so much. They have come out with all kinds of initiatives trying to reduce it all over the world. But you find that in Sub-Saharan Africa, it's still a very major issue. Okay, initially, I know when I was in medical school, we were hearing about the year 2000. That went on for a long time. Later, they came up with what they call safe motherhood for women. Safe motherhood initiative.
Motherhood, yes.
You know, and that was essentially made. It was an initiative made for women, all women, to be able to access education, and also maternal care during pregnancy and childbirth. That's what it was supposed to be. And it was actually aimed at making sure that women get pregnant when they should get pregnant, then get care when they are pregnant, and they deliver safely. And there should be people that will monitor them even after delivery till they're up to like 42 days. Now, the problem is, what are the major causes of maternal mortality? You find that most of the causes that have to do with death are, one, bleeding during pregnancy, or different causes. It could be from a miscarriage, abortion. While the woman is pregnant. I'm not talking about abortion. I'm talking about termination by somebody. But that is people that are having miscarriage, or even if you include termination by people. But women shouldn't die even at that. But some women die because of that. They have miscarriage, they may bleed and bleed to death, even while having the miscarriage. Then, apart from bleeding is a leading cause all over the world. But now, it has reduced so much in developed countries because of all the initiatives that I'll talk about shortly. Now, in Nigeria, particularly, if we want to talk about Nigeria per se,
you find Nigerians, so let's talk about Nigeria.
Yes, you'll find that the leading cause of death is bleeding during pregnancy.
Why bleeding? Why would a woman bleed during pregnancy? What could be responsible for it?
You see, pregnancy is a risky business. When a woman delivers, she bleeds. Okay, but the bleeding is usually controlled. Okay. Because of measures that are put in place and because of what God wants it to be. But you find that some women may bleed while in labor, some may bleed after delivery, for one reason or the other.
So why do women bleed during pregnancy? Okay. What could be the reason?
Well, first of all, I talked about miscarriage earlier on.
Yes, you talked about
miscarriage. And then she may bleed profusely and even die from the bleeding. She can have problems during pregnancy, not during delivery now, that has to do with placenta.
Yes.
Placenta, where placenta is implanted. If placenta is low lying, that is implanted lower than where it should be. Okay, what will tell a layman, maybe placenta coming before the baby. Some of them bleed even before labor, while they are pregnant.
So if the placenta is low-lying, it means the placenta may come before the baby.
Yes, because it has inserted lower than where it should be. It's now at the lower part of the womb. So if the woman is pregnant, with advancing pregnancy, they may start bleeding. Not even when they are in labor. Some of them bleed profusely while they are still pregnant. Baby has not matured yet. But some bleed when they deliver. Okay? Some too may have placenta in the right place, and the placenta may not refuse to come off after delivery. Okay? You have what we call morbidly adherent placenta. Okay. If that happens, and then somebody that does not know tries to remove the placenta, and then you now partially separate the placenta, that person will start bleeding profusely. Okay? Then there are times too when women will just start bleeding after delivery. You just refuse to contract. But those that are skilled, they know that there are some things that can make the risk factors that can make the woman not to contract. For example, if the woman has delivered and the bladder is still full of urine, that uterus will not contract. Because the uterus is supposed to contract after the baby has come out. And that contraction will even help the placenta to separate. So if they see urine in the bladder, the uterus will not contract. It just remain, becomes what we call atony. It becomes flabby. And that contraction helps to stop bleeding. Because the vessels in the womb are arranged through the muscle fibers. So when the womb contracts, they tend to block the vessels and prevent the excessive bleeding. So the uterus has to contract. Okay? So if that does not happen, and the woman bleeds, and there's no blood banking facilities around to transfuse the woman, of course the woman will die from bleeding. You know, there's some religion where they say they don't take blood, they don't take blood. You know, if you don't take blood and that happens, I can imagine you fold your hands and looking at the woman dying, bleeding, because you believe the person shouldn't have blood. It's not better to transfuse that person and the person is alive than to leave the woman to die. But I've seen women, not in my facility anyway, because once you are like that, I ask you to go somewhere else, because I cannot see a woman bleeding, and I know there's something I can do to save her. Then you have not to do it because of religion. I will ask them to go somewhere else.
Now let's look at the role of antenatal in all of this, because I know that some women do not go for antenatal early enough, and then some will tell you that they would rather do alternative medicine. Let's look at the role of antenatal and all of this.
You see, when they first came out with the Safe Motherhood Initiative, you know, the idea was to make sure women had access to education. The women had access to antenatal care, access to delivery and other services that follow delivery, access to family planning, because too many too soon, that is having too many children is a problem, can even make a woman to die. Okay, and then also to make sure that they have women empowerment to some extent, and to wipe out illiteracy, because illiteracy and ignorance is a major part of the problem. So with antenatal care, you find that a lot of women that do not know anything about pregnancy, that register in a facility that they have good services, will start being educated from the beginning. Okay, you register early. Okay, usually we advise that women should book early.
But unfortunately, most women don't do that.
They don't do that.
But even the ones that are so
that is the reason why we are still having women dying. Let me give you an example. You know, a woman can have hypertension as a result of pregnancy. But usually that does not come up until after the second half of pregnancy. So if a woman comes to register at 24 weeks, how do you now know whether the pregnancy was there before, whether the woman was hypertensive before getting pregnant, or is a hypertension due to the pregnancy? Because hypertensive disorders is a second leading cause of maternal mortality. Get it? So women should book early, because if you don't book early, all those things that you would have checked at the beginning, you will miss them out. And then when you now see them, when they are almost delivering, then you don't know where to place them. Whether they were there before she got pregnant, or whether they are arising because of pregnancy. Because the way you manage a woman that is hypertensive, not going to pregnancy, is different from the way you manage a woman that was not pregnant before. Not developing hypertension. Because those ones that develop hypertension in pregnancy, most times, you know, the only thing that can cure the hypertension is delivery. You know, so you just pray that it doesn't happen too early.
But you begin to manage such a woman.
Yes, you begin to manage. But it gets to a point where, because like I told you, the only way that can cure hypertension due to pregnancy is delivery. Until you deliver, it's a progressive illness. It continues. So most times, if you start early, you may end up delivering the woman before the time.
Before time.
Again, that again, you now have to place the woman's life above that of the baby, which is a very painful thing. I've seen a woman, being delivered at about 22 weeks because the hypertension was so severe that if you don't deliver her, she will develop complications from the hypertension. They want to call pre-eclampsia and eclampsia. Pre-eclampsia, the woman will have hypertension, will have protein in the urine, okay, and then we have edema or without edema.
Without edema.
So there will be hypertension. So all these factors are things you try and find out to grade whether the woman is having the mild, moderate, or severe pre-eclampsia or whatever. Pre-eclampsia means before she starts convulsing. If it becomes severe, the woman will start convulsing. And once that convulsion starts, in fact, so many things can happen. The woman can die while convulsing. If she doesn't die, she will not end up with complications. Okay, like stroke. Okay, like liver failure, kidney failure, or heart failure can happen.
Pregnancy is really a risky business.
It's a risky business, yes.
So one has to be very careful.
Very careful. Now
let's look at those who combine orthodox and alternative medicine during pregnancy. I've seen people do it. Yes. They say, okay, I go do doctor own, I go do traditional own. It will make the baby stronger. Is there a problem?
Yeah, you see,
or would there be problem?
We have come to realize that there's no way you can stop those women that grew up in an environment where their great grandmother were TBAs. They took over from their great grandmother,
yes,
or their mother took over from their great grandmother, and they took over from their mother. You cannot convince those people. So at one time in Nigeria, here in Ondo State, they had the worst maternal mortality rate in Nigeria. So during Ondo State. So during Governor Nico's time, he did something. What they called a BA initiative. That's the safe motherhood, so to say. Yes. So what he did was to bring all these women together, all the TBAs. Instead of ignoring them, he brought them into the whole initiative. He encouraged them to form a group. Then some of them, they have to tell them the danger of delivering women in their setup. And then they went as far as trying to retrain such women to different other skills, learning how to sew, learning how to make hair, and then they use them as tool for referral to the government hospitals where they could be taken care of. He did it so well that the women, they formed a very strong society and they started mobilizing women from such places to the hospital. And apart from that, they also make sure that women that had some complications of pregnancy that they know can kill them, to access health care free of charge. They did that. Within 5 years, the maternal mortality rate in Ondo State dropped to the lowest, and it became the lowest in the country. So I will talk about that Ondo model. It was a wonderful thing they did. I don't know how it is now. I don't know how it is now. But if every state can emulate that model, it will go a long way to reduce maternal mortality in Nigeria.
Fantastic. Honestly. Okay, still looking at maternal mortality rates in the country, it seems to be on the increase in recent times. Is it because women have refused to go to the hospital, or this so-called safe motherhood is no more in existence? Sometimes from one government to another, we have different policies that may continue, that may not be continued. Yes. Now, let's take those states, for instance. There was a period that women were not really happy because most women go to Central Hospital, others to UBTH, while so many others do private hospital. Discovered that at a particular point in time, women were complaining that there are hardly doctors. And even when there are doctors, the doctor attends to too many women at the same time. And at the end of the day, they do not get quality service. What's happening in that area?
You see, well, the way I like to look at this is this. You see, in the Safe Motherhood Initiative came up in 1998 or so. Then when they found that, you see, the mortality rate was still quite low in Sub-Saharan Africa. Leaders of many countries now came together and they came up with this Millennium Goals. Okay? Millennium Goals they were put in place, and the two major parts that concerns that concerns women's health was improving maternal health, and then also giving women the opportunity to also have that gender equality with men, and then empowerment.
Be able to choose what they want or when they want to get pregnant.
And empowerment. But you find that all these things are missing. You know, poverty, illiteracy is still a problem, big problem. You find that, for example, I was once in Central Hospital. There are many women you will give instruction. Look, come because of this problem. They will do the contrary. Because somebody will tell the person at home that no, it's not so, don't go. A woman you have seen, for example, cannot deliver by herself. You have seen from the beginning that if woman tries it, she may die. You tell them, they say no, I reject it. You know? Now, why is it hard for women? At the point of day when they have tried somewhere else.
Why is it hard for women to accept cesarean section?
You see, I will start by saying that when there was no cesarean section, one of our great teachers, okay, Professor Kesley Harrison, I happened to have met him still alive, and he taught me once. Yes. You know, he said that before CS was discovered, once they see a woman carrying a baby lying across the womb, you go and make a coffin.
Really?
Yes. Because how is that baby going to come out? How? Babies are going to come with the head, or even leg is difficult. But it's going to come with head and come straight and can pass through. It's like this one coming through the ear. If it's like this, it can pass through. It cannot. So that was how it was. Before some God-inspired people to work out a way that babies of that nature could be delivered. Yes. That's how CS came to be. CS is supposed to be a way out of a problem. We have seen that, look, you cannot deliver. We have seen that if you try it, there are dangers, you can die. And then it's an option. When a doctor that has studied this and is knowledgeable has seen you doing antenatal care and has seen that you cannot deliver by yourself, or if you deliver, you may die, then he will tell you this is the option. And it's quite safe. But people look at it as if it's a crime. They are going to die. No. Anesthesia. Okay, death from anesthesia used to be a problem. But these days, it's no more an issue. Because a lot of things are done, you know, to make sure it's safe.
Does CS make
the skill of the doctor that is doing it, and then the type of anesthesia. These days, most anesthesists that do what they call spinal anesthesia. They don't sleep. They are awake. Okay, they are awake.
They see everything happen.
Yes, they give you an injection in your spine. They deaden your tummy down to your legs, and the operation is done. And then after a few hours, you recover. The sensation will come back again, and then the CS has been done. And it's very safe. I've not heard of a woman dying of CS, or except maybe those that come as an emergency. They already have a complication. They have been attended somewhere, like a woman that had prolonged obstetric labor, or a woman that has had obstetric labor and had a rupture of the uterus. They're already bleeding inside. You know, there's one story I always remember. It was one time at Central Hospital. There were two women. They were attending clinic at the same time. Two of them had done cesarean section twice. One of them had to do cesarean section after the death of the baby in her womb. On two occasions. We are seeing her now in a third pregnancy. And we're telling her, look, madam, you have tried it twice. And in any case, once you do CS 2 times, you have to deliver the next one by cesarean section. Because the risk of uterine rupture is very high.
It's high.
We will not allow you to try it. The other woman accepted. And then truly, the other woman that has lost 2 babies, the babies died in her womb before the CS. She accepted CS.
Because she did not accept CS.
Yes, she didn't come. She didn't come. She only came after she tried somewhere, and she came. Baby's one leg was out, and the baby was already dead before she came. And she had ruptured the uterus. I thought you had ruptured. And it also affected the bladder. She was leaking urine and everything was there. It was terrible. You know, so she now had, baby died again the 3rd time. She had the cesarean section she didn't want to have before. Then she now had VVF, vesicovaginal fistula. Urine was not leaking from the bladder into the vagina. That had to be taken care of later after delivery. So you can see the danger. So antenatal care is the key, it's important. Every woman should register once they have the second miss period. From there, it's not too early at all. That's when all the things are done. If blood tests are done to see if you have any infection, to see if you have any problem like hepatitis, HIV, and so on and so forth. And then your blood group will be checked. You know your genotype will be checked. Your urine will be tested. You know your blood pressure will be taken to know if you have hypertension at that early stage or you don't have it yet. So when you develop it later, we know it's pregnancy related.
Pregnancy related.
So, but many women, they don't, you tell them they don't hear. And then while they are coming, is each time they come, they have antenatal lecture. One talk or the other about pregnancy. Okay, either breastfeeding, the labor process, what they should do and what they shouldn't do, and so on and so forth. See, if all through the period before they deliver. So they are educated while attending the clinic. The earlier you start, the better for you.
Better.
You know?
All right, the program is Healthy Living on ITV, and I'm speaking with Dr. Jerry Osawaifu, and we're looking at trying to save women. We're looking at curbing maternal mortality in our society, particularly in Nigeria and Edo State. We're going to take a very short break now. When we come back, we will continue, and at that time, we'll sure to open our lines for you to call in to ask Doctor questions that are bothering you on this issue. We'll take that break now. Thank you very much for joining us on the program, Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy. Thank you for joining us again on the program, Healthy Living. And we've been talking with Dr. Jerry Osawaifu, who is a consultant gynecologist. And he has told us quite a lot. And he's also told us that women die as a result of complications during pregnancy because of severe bleeding, mostly bleeding after birth or before birth, infections usually after birth, high blood pressure during pregnancy. He talked about preeclampsia and complications from delivery and unsafe abortion. From research, we've been made to understand that the risk of maternal mortality is highest in adolescent girls from under 15 and all of that. Particularly, you know, those who do not really want the pregnancy. How do we solve this?
Yeah, you see, most times when a young girl at that age gets pregnant, either most of them are unwanted pregnancies. And because they are unwanted, most of them end up going to do termination of pregnancy.
Unsafe abortion.
Unsafe abortion. And then they may have complications from that unsafe abortion, or even die from it.
And die from it.
You know, even those that get pregnant willingly are still growing. Their pelvis has not developed to the maximum capacity. So, and then in most cases, it happens among the low-income people.
Exactly.
So there's poor nutrition, they have anemia. Anemia will indirectly affect the cause of the pregnancy. Or other, it may be a risk factor for bleeding. For example, a girl that already have a low blood level, now bleeds after delivery. Of course, she's more likely to die than someone that is well nourished and has good blood packed cell volume in the blood. So you find that most of these deaths are due to either illiteracy, culture, because there are some parts of the world or parts of Nigeria where they give out young girls that are still very 13 years, 14. They give them out in marriage when they are still growing. Their pelvis is not well developed yet. They are still growing.
Okay.
So they end up having obstructed labor because the babies will be too big for them to be able to deliver.
Okay, now let's look at the issue of age.
Yeah.
At what age should a woman stop even trying to have a child? Because you see women 47, 48, 50, you know, we still see them going through.
Like I saw a woman today at 58 wanting to get pregnant. She's married to a new husband, she has 4 children, and the man she's married to has 4 children. Then I asked her, what are you looking for?
She wants to seal the deal.
So why don't you take your husband's children as your children, let the husband also take your children as your children. You have 58 years.
Between them, they already have 8 children.
You have 8 children. What are you looking for another child for? You want to die? And apart from that, you can't even get pregnant. You are already at menopause. You are 58. You know?
Maybe
if you are so much interested,
IVF and all of that.
IVF, yes, IVF, we're fine. This day they say it's a matter of time because of this technology you have in reproduction. But when you find that at that age, there's no way, the only option they have is to go and adopt. Yes.
Okay, our number is 052-290573. Give us a call, ask questions. While we're waiting for calls, the number is going to be on your screen shortly. PD, do that for me. I know you will. 052-290573. All right, so let's have that number now, and then you call in. Please reduce the audio level on your television set when you're calling. If you do not reduce the audio level in your television set, we will definitely not take that call or calls, as the case may be. So while we're waiting for calls, Doctor, let's quickly look at the issue of faith and science. Thank goodness you are a gynecologist, a consultant gynecologist for that matter, and you're also a man of God. So you are in the proper position to answer this question. There are women that have been told that they cannot have children except, or they cannot give birth except they do a cesarean section. And this is where you now see prayer warriors, people who have faith. I'm not saying anything is wrong in having faith, but please, science and religion, or science and faith. Okay, let's quickly take this call before you answer that question. How can we marry the two, particularly when the woman's life is at risk? Hello, caller. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Please, when you're calling, reduce the audio level on your television set. Okay. Hello.
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 Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Please tell us your name and ask your question. Okay, we lost that call. All right, doctor. Let's talk about this.
You see, right from the foundation of the world, sin brought pain to mankind. Okay, God made everything perfect. Created man and woman perfect. God made man in his own image.
Okay, doctor, let's pause you. Hello, caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Okay, do us a favor. Reduce the audio level on your television set. Hello? Hello? Yes, good afternoon. Hello, caller. Okay, Doc, let's just go on.
Yeah.
But I'll keep pausing you as soon as the calls go in.
God created man, okay, in his own image and likeness.
Yes.
That presupposes that man was made perfect. But sin came, and God caused man, and caused woman, that woman will have pain before they can put to bed. So that's exactly what we are facing now. But somehow God now decided to forgive man. Christ came to die for our sins, to cleanse us, so to reconcile us back to God. So you find that most of the things that we do these days are by revelation.
Okay. Hello, caller. Hello? Okay, doctor.
Yeah, by revelation.
Sorry, we have to be interjecting.
Yeah, by revelation. God made man to know medical science because he wants us to have a way out of our problems. That's why God gave man the wisdom. And in fact, that most of these things that man discovered, they can only be by God's wisdom.
So why are Christian women, so to speak, refusing cesarean section, all because of their faith? Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Please tell us your name and ask your question quickly.
I am Chukudi from Benin, Gowo.
Okay, Chukudi, go ahead. Thank you for calling.
My question is, a woman that has delivered 2 years or 2 times, is it possible for the woman to give birth in 2 years?
2 years. Okay.
Okay, the woman delivered 2 times.
Yes.
For us, gynecologists, obstetricians, we advise, once you have had cesarean section 2 times, the next one should be by cesarean section.
Okay.
And you have 4 chances on the whole. Okay. You can do cesarean section 4 times.
4 times.
Okay. The reason why we don't.
How many years in between?
Like 2 years. At least 2 years.
Okay.
Interval.
Okay.
Okay. But you find that a lot of people don't like to hear cesarean section. Like I said, it's a way out. God gave man wisdom to develop that sense. Because before the advent of cesarean section, women that had some babies lying across their home, okay, they could deliver, you don't watch them die. But God now made some people by revelation to know that there's a way out.
Okay.
And CS was developed. Cesarean section. That is, it cannot come out through there, but it can come out through another way.
Okay, so
but this cesarean section is very safe.
She has 4 chances.
Yes, she has 4 chances.
Okay.
When you risk it, the womb can rupture.
Yes.
You can rupture.
Okay. Chukudi, I hope you got that.
Hello?
Hello?
So if I should get you cleared, is like how many times can a woman deliver?
That means you weren't listening. Doctor said 4 times. You give enough space. 4 times.
Okay, 4.
Yes, but please give enough space, so not every 9 months.
That is if there is no other complication that will forbid her getting pregnant again. Okay? So that 4 times is with a proviso.
Okay, while we're waiting for another call, doctor, you're telling us something about faith and science.
Yes. Is it?
Okay, hello, caller. Hello. Doctor, let's just keep going on because I don't know why people are not hearing.
You see, most of the things we do in science, even me at the category, I wonder what gave the people who discovered it that wisdom to think another line. So it has to be by revelation. If God has revealed, then why can't we believe it?
Okay.
It's only God, it can only be God.
Okay. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hello. Hello?
What do you want after? If somebody do appendix hernia, is it warrant to cut not to born again?
If a woman had appendix and what?
If woman do operation, that is the appendix hernia.
Yes.
When you cut away the man up, when you two of them up, it's a husband and wife not born again.
No, if he born again, the man do hernia and appendix.
Appendix can only affect the woman.
Just listen to the doctor.
Appendix can only affect the woman if there's infection that has spread within the lower abdomen, the pelvis. They spread to affect the tubes and block the tubes.
Okay.
If that happens, the woman may have problem getting pregnant. For the man, if the man does any operation, there's the pipe through which sperm passes, that come from the testes down to where the man brings out his spermatozoa.
Yes.
Okay, if that particular thing is affected during the process of surgery, then the woman may have problem.
Okay.
Or if the blood supply to the testes is compromised during that process of doing that hernia operation, then the testicles will die, and the man will equally have problem.
Okay, our time is almost up. So, Doc, in 30 seconds, how can woman's life be saved? In just 30 seconds, how can a woman's life be saved during pregnancy?
Number 1, education.
Okay.
Number 2, access to good maternal health services.
Okay.
Number 3, women empowerment. Very important. And then when I say access to human health services, the antenatal care is very important.
Key.
The key is very key because throughout the antenatal period, women are sorted out. Those that are low risk, high risk are sorted out. And then those with high risk are seen specially. So to ensure that they are managed to a point where they will deliver, they are delivered the right way.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Jerry Sawaifo, for finding time to be with us on the program. You've heard it all. No need for me to say more. But to continue this conversation, you can give us a call on 070-5957-0070. 070-5957-0070. Give us a call on that number, and then we will continue. We'll see you again on Monday. Thank you, Doctor, for finding time to be with us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.